Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, if I seem a little agitated. I'm trying to record to this fucking webcam, and every single time, in the middle of recording something, it fucks up. I get tired of this fucking shit. What's the fucking point of having a built-in webcam and you try to record it from while you're on your YouTube page? The shit's gonna fuck up. Anyway, this is JD Legree. I know it's been a while since I recorded a video. I've been going through a lot the last year and a half. The woman that I loved passed away on August 12th, I think. Yeah, August 12th last year. I've been dealing with eviction, moving from place to place, prolonged unemployment, and some other things. If you may or may not be able to tell, you know, in my face or cheeks, that I'm a bit skinnier than I was. I've been eating more organic food and doing the insanity workout. I started the insanity workout. I was doing it before in 2011, but I lazed out, and then I got a job, so that cut into the time, and then I got into a car accident, and so it fucked my hip and my back up, so I wasn't able to do anything for a while. I started doing the insanity in May of this year, because just through the change of diet, I had gotten down. I was at 281. I had gotten down to about like 268, but I realized that I wasn't going to lose the amount of weight I needed to lose strictly from eating better, so I started doing that. I got down to as low as 255, then somehow I went up to 263 even while I was exercising, but I'm right back down to 256, trying to get down to my high school weight, which was 235. But even then, I was still overweight, so I'm trying to get down to 200. So that's a brief update of why I've been gone. If you want more details, you can inbox me, or I may do another video. But I'm going to go into the purpose of this video now. The purpose of the video is to discuss the flaws of gaming right now, and why I think that unless we do something about it, it's going to get worse. So I don't have a particular number list of things I want to talk about. I'm just going to go through them, and you'll let me know what you guys think. First thing I want to talk about is the connecting the consoles to the internet, and how that has been detrimental. And here's what I mean by that. I am 26 years old, so back in my day when games were coming out, the game had to be bug free, glitch free, it had to run, it had to work right from jump, because there was no way to patch them for console games, that is. There was no way to fix them after the fact. You would have had to recall them in, work on the bugs, and then resell them. That would have cost too much money, so they had to make them work. They had to get it right the first time. And all the way through the PS2 and original Xbox era, that's how it was. And even for the beginning of the 360 PS3 era, that's how it was. But when they built the consoles with the ability to connect to the internet, instead of looking at that from a just an updating point of view, we have seen time and time again these publishers take the approach of, we can release a half-assed game at full retail value, mind you, and fix it later. Which is why we see bullshit like Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, SimCity, 2K14 on the next gen. And other shit. These fucking publishers have gotten lazy. Okay. These fucking publishers and developers have gotten lazy. There is no excuse for these guys, these people, to come out, know their game is shitty, right? Instead of delaying it and working on the thing, they fucking sell you the shit at full retail value. Meaning, here in New York State, we got a state tax, so we don't pay $59.99 for a game new. We pay $65 and some change because we have an 8% sales tax. $65 fucking dollars for a game, and sometimes the shit don't even work. Or worse, it'll brick your system, LA Noire style. And speaking of LA Noire, if you remember the passing the buck game they did. First, Sony said, no, it was first. No, hold on. The consoles, Microsoft, Sony said, it ain't our fault. Then Team Bandai and Rockstar was like, it ain't our fault. There is no such thing as our game bricking systems. Meanwhile, people's 360s and PS3s were going into shit. And they were specifically bricking. See, I'm a PS3 guy, so they were specifically bricking the fat ones, the original ones. So, it's number one. And we see that more and more now. We see that more and more, or we see them take shit out. Actually, no, that's a different thing. That's a different thing. So, yeah, that's one reason why I think gaming is in the shitter right now. Reason number two: microtransactions. And the most blatant example of this is 2K14. Now, for those of you who are not basketball heads or know what I'm talking about, NBA 2K14, just like the one before it, and maybe 2K12, there's a fucking thing called virtual currency. Okay. What it does is, instead of, if you create a guy to play the My Career mode, instead of being paid real money in the game, your character gets paid in virtual coins. Okay. Now, going back to 2K12, you would just get skill points for whatever you did. And the basketball sleeves and the shoulder sleeves and the goggles and the headbands and all that was free in the game. And the better you got as a player, the animations that were locked, like how to dunk, how to dribble, shooting animations, all that would be unlocked as you progressed, and you could pick and choose. Well, starting with 2K13 and even more so with 14, those things are behind a virtual currency wall. And they got the fucking nerve to charge 7,000 virtual coins for an elbow sleeve. But then when you're actually playing the game modes, you can barely expect to get 100, like 500 at a time. You can win the title and only get 100 points. So not only did they do that, they they made it so that you can buy virtual currency, or virtual coins. So think about that. You just paid full retail value for a game. And if you're trying to enjoy the game as much as possible, they incorporated virtual currency so much into the game, and they give you such a paltry amount of it just from playing the game, that in order for you to enjoy the game, they're trying to coerce you into fucking paying for the blocks of currency. It's gotten to the point now where if you play the My GM mode, or the GM mode, which is basically the franchise mode, they got it so that doing simple shit as like having a change of roster, hiring a coach, having a weight room, all the things that are a part of running a team are locked behind virtual currency thresholds you got to pass. And if you don't pass them, you can't do shit. If somebody gets hurt, you can't call somebody up. You can't rehab them. Now think about that. Think about, imagine that being in real life. Imagine being a GM in real life of a real NBA team. And somebody gets hurt, and instead of just being able to place them on the injury list, you would have to pay a cash value to be able to do that instead of just doing it. That's how it is now in 2K. And you got people defending that bullshit. It's these, and then there's other microtransactions like Forza 5 or was it 6 or whatever, which one it was that came out, where they got cars that for $50. I just paid $65 for the game. You got the fucking nerve to sell me a car for $50? And so it's this kind of shit, right? That, and see, it's only getting worse. See, it would be different if it was a free to play. If it was a free to play game, but no, it's a pay to play. All right, it's not like we're playing a demo, okay, and then we want the game, and so we go ahead online and buy it. No, we're going out to the fucking Walmarts and the GameStops and the Best Buys and so on and so on, and we're buying the fucking game. But then we gotta turn right around, had to spend more money just to enjoy a game. And the problem is that you got these fucking dumbasses out here that'll buy the shit, that will engage the microtransactions, or buy the fucking games, and so that tells the fucking developers and publishers and everything that, hey, we can basically sell them shit in disc form and they'll buy it because they gotta have their game. And so I'm like, this one is an example of the gaming industry following market trends, because somebody somewhere thought up the idea of microtransactions or half-assing games and patching them later. And when you fucking buy the games, there used to be no such thing as a day one patch, or day one DLC, or 8 months down the road, the game still has issues. That didn't used to be the case. But now it's almost accepted that if you buy a game on release date, you're going to have issues. Why? Why is that acceptable? Why is it acceptable for a game like Watch Dogs? Okay, just for example, they knew it wasn't going to be ready for the launch of the PS4 and Xbox One, so they delayed it, right? Good for them. But then it comes out, and it still got issues. Now, it's not the same kind of issues like a Battlefield 4 or whatnot, but that's it's like, do you need better talent to do this shit? I mean, I know making games is hard, but I'm like, if you can't do it right, then go find something else to do, because it's not acceptable for you to delay something for the specific purpose of fixing it. It comes out and it still has some things that needs to be worked out on, and you just patch it later. You see, had it been the PS2 era, okay, Watch Dogs or any other game for that matter, it just would have been worked on and worked on and worked on until it ran flawlessly. Alright, so this video is getting kind of long. So this is part one of why gaming is in the shitter. Stay tuned for part two.